Hello everyone, welcome to Aurora Public Library's Friday live streams. My name is Stacy and today I'm going to be showing you how to create these chic fabric journal covers. Before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out to Amber with Crazy Little Projects for letting us use this tutorial of hers. If you're following along and you like this DIY, please go check out her blog. The link is in the description. Alright, let's get started.
The materials you will need for this craft are 1 to 2 pieces of fabric, Mod Podge, a bowl for the Mod Podge, a brush or a sponge for the Mod Podge, and scissors. So for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use 2 pieces of fabric. I will also be using shearing, scissors, ribbon, and twine. My journal had an elastic tie. I chose to cut mine off to help make the Mod Podging just a little bit easier. This first step is completely optional. I'm just choosing to iron out my fabric to help lessen the chance of wrinkles on my journal. Next, we will fit the fabric to our journal and cut it to size. Similar to wrapping a present, you will lay your journal down flat on its side before flipping it onto its spine and then laying it down on its other side. This will give you a good idea of how much fabric you will need to fit the entire journal cover. When cutting your fabric, you will want to make sure that you leave about 1/2 inch to a full inch of space on every side. This will account for hemming and making sure you have enough extra fabric to wrap around the sides and glue inside the journal itself. Because I wasn't sure how I was going to design my journal just yet, I decided to cut both of my pieces of fabric to fit the entire journal cover. If you aren't sure yet exactly how you want to design your journal, you can always cut it to fit the entire cover like I did and just adjust the size later. Holding up the fabric I've just cut to the journal, I decided that I wanted this fabric design to cover just the bottom 2/3 of the journal. I resized my fabric, cutting it just 1/2 inch to a full inch bigger than where I wanted it to fit. This time I chose to cut with my shearing scissors since my fabric started to fray. If you find that your fabric is fraying but you don't own shearing scissors, you can cut tiny triangular notches into the fabric to create a similar effect to shearing. Open up your Mod Podge and pour a little into a small bowl. If you're like me, maybe think about getting some help before struggling with the lid for actual minutes. Just add a little bit at a time so you aren't wasting any of the Mod Podge. Lay down your resized fabric with the outside of the fabric laying face down. Taking your Mod Podge and your brush, you are going to quickly dab Mod Podge along the outer edges of your fabric piece. You will fold the sides up and use the Mod Podge as glue, gluing your hem to the inside of your fabric. Let your hems dry before moving on to the next step. Alright, now that your hems have dried, you will take your journal and lay it on top of the fabric. Try to line up the spine in the middle of the fabric so when you wrap the sides around later, they will be even. This is not something I did this time, but will be something I do the next time. It will give your journal a more polished look when you're finished. There are 2 ways to apply the Mod Podge, and you will see me using both methods. This first method, I applied the Mod Podge directly to the cover and then pressed the fabric over top. You will do this for both sides as well as the spine. Opening the journal, you will apply Mod Podge to the extra fabric and wrap it around the cover, pressing the fabric into the inside. You will do the same step with the other side. You'll want to follow these exact same steps for the top half of your fabric. I used my Mod Podge and another paperweight to hold down the covers while they dried to avoid having the Mod Podge glue any unnecessary pages. If you're happy with your journal and the fabric as it is, you can always stop here. I decided to add some white ribbon and twine to my journal to add a little bit of extra flair. Add the Mod Podge to your ribbon, pressing it down as you go until you reach the other side. Wrap the excess ribbon around and Mod Podge it to the inside of the cover. I did this 2 more times, once with another piece of ribbon and once with a piece of twine that I put in between. I opted to put the Mod Podge on the ribbon itself instead of the journal. This gave me more control over where the ribbon was getting placed. Once the ribbon and twine were attached, I set it to dry. Ta-da! Now we have a chic, fabric-covered journal.
And there is our fabric journal covers. Thank you again for watching. If you followed along, please send us a picture of your completed fabric journal cover. I would love to see what you guys came up with. This is so much fun and I'm really excited to start sketching in this again. You guys have a great day. Bye.